Hey, my cannonballs, we're back for a short, quick second. Just for a short, quick second, I do want to say this before, I take a little bit of a break. I need a break. I listen to a lot of videos. Next, I know it's with love. I understand where you're coming from. You are right. I'm numb to a lot of things. A lot of things. That's why I don't really have a big reaction like that. Like, well, I would say like how people would want me to have. But I'm just gonna be, unsubscribing from a few folks. I know a few people, a few people are mad at me right now. I mean, they are really, really upset, and they can make fun of whatever I went through. Hey, I just hope it doesn't happen to you. You know, but look, I'm noticing that you know on these type of days, you will see who really is there in your corner and who's not, and then you also really truly see how they truly feel about. Tracy, we're good. Who else did I see? I know we may have. I think we had a disagreement somewhere, but it was a few people, you know, that I was a little shocked to see. You know how they was coming on here and making it come off as if like it's a joke. But it is what it is. I just know that whoever say they may support me, I see it through your actions, but when it comes to other people that did support me and that did have a few some things to say about me, hmm when it comes to those type of people, you know, hey, thank you for letting me know how you truly feel, you know, because I'm just shocked a little bit. I'm a little shocked, you know. Hey, there you go. I just brought your name up. I was a little shocked. It's October 10th. Yeah. Okay. Thank you for letting me know, but I didn't know that. Okay. Well, that's good. But yeah, I had already knew that already a little bit. But yeah. But yeah, I'm glad that people like QB, DKL, Brianna, even Brianna's. I heard some of her live, and I'm like, damn, girl. Tell me how you truly like. Tell me how you can be really disrespectful with your wording when it comes to me. But I haven't. I may have had odds with you, in the past, but that's old to me. But I see you for who you are too, and I see a lot of folks out there for who they truly are. That's why I'm not over here upset, hooping and hollering, and cussing. I just know that hey, they don't really too much fuck with you, and they let alone like you like that. Because if we had any boundaries, out of respect, it's things that I see people that is my faves. I may disagree with what they may say, but at the same time, I may not get on my. I'm not getting on my live talking about it in a discouraging way. I'm not finna be calling them bitches and hoes. I'm not finna be calling them dumb, stupid, and slow. I don't do that, you know. But I wish the respect was, brought back to me, but it's not. Look, I'm always getting disrespected. I'm always getting this, and that's why I am the way I am, to this day. Always getting nothing but disrespect. Nothing but disrespect. That's why I don't have a lot of people that's associated with me right now, because I'm not tolerating it. You guys may have seen, that shit happen with old boy. Yeah. But, outside of some shit like him and many others, I don't fuck with a lot of people at all. I really don't. He was just one of the ones that was in close range. In close range. And a lot of people say, how come a lot of folks be like, how come a lot of people be saying like, how come you didn't get out the way? Well, hell, it happened so quick. You know, he once he came at me with it, but he paused himself. But I didn't think that he would actually do what he did. You know, because before you guys, my phone fell. He came. Well, mm, I don't want to say. I shouldn't say that on here. But I wasn't antagonizing that man. I just wasn't going to be backing down to that man. I wasn't going to be backing down. Y'all say, how come you ain't fighting back? Well, I was trying to fight back. whether it was with my words or my fist. And I did the best that I could. I did. I did the best that I could. Thank God it wasn't a hammer. Thank God I didn't get hit in the head with a hammer. Because then I'd be concerned, really, really like, damn, I hope, I don't, get well, hopefully I won't have no concussion. Like, even though I could have got a concussion from that other tool, but I'm glad that didn't, nothing in Brit, I didn't have no hammer in skull, because that could have really messed me up. Thank God. Hey, Cola James. Hey, Chanel B. I know you. I seen you speak to me. I ain't gonna lie to you. Sometimes you guys, when y'all speak to me, sometimes I don't feel like doing a lot of typing, and sometimes I don't feel like speaking because, especially if I'm a little, just not feeling myself. But I don't mind. I feel like I gotta speak to you guys because I mean, you guys do support me. So it's just like, if I have a day that if you reach out and say, hey, Castro, and I may not, reply back or say, hey, back. I'm not mad at you. I just kind of didn't really feel like typing back, you know. And I'm sure we all can relate to that. I'm sure Tracy probably the same way. I remember a few times, I remember a few times. I still remember her telling me that she was like, I think I spoke to her because she always had to speak to a lot of people, and she was like, "Hey, I'm listening." Okay, I was like, "Okay," I didn't get upset. I was just like, "Oh, okay." Any other time we'll do that, but I understand sometimes when you're trying to get the story in the news that you can use, you gotta listen, and sometimes typing down sometimes can be a little bit distracting, you know, even though it's not that hard to just reply back, but it is what it is. I never take that to heart, but yeah. But I think I gotta go in the house and get me some rest. I really been trying to get me some air, because I ain't gonna lie to you guys. I'm gonna be honest with you. After all of what has happened, you know, um, feeling a little bit unease, a little bit, but I'm okay. But I know what I gotta do personally, so I can't mention it on here. But you know, I know what I gotta do personally, so I can get back to my happy self. Because right now I'm kind of half and half. Kind of half and half. I mean, I shouldn't even expose that, but you know, it is what it is, and I don't mind being transparent when it comes to you guys. I really don't. I really don't. But hopefully you guys can hear me, and I'm not talking so low, because I talk very low, and they've been telling me about that too. You got to talk a little louder, and I'm to work on that, but I don't really be talking that loud. It's probably sound like I'm mumbling. Because I sure be having a hard. I hate when people be asking me, "What did you say again?" And I gotta constantly repeat myself. It's like, damn, you guys are not hearing me. But I ain't gonna lie to you. I have seen what they are saying. I do talk very very low, very very low, and I gotta change. I'm trying to work on that. It's bad enough I got a bad speech impediment. Oh my goodness, and then trying to make sense of what I'm saying and trying to explain myself, because my mind works a little differently than everybody else. But it is what it is. Sometimes I'm not saying that I'm dumb or nothing like that, but I sometimes for me process certain things, yeah, it don't always hit when it's time for it to be hitting. And I'm okay. Maybe too many years of smoking and drinking, you know, could have some play with that. I'm just being honest, but yeah. A lot of folks has really turned me off from them. And they have. But I'm glad my day ones are still around. Y'all know them already as they are. And I thank God for them. You know, I thank God for them. Even though I don't want to ever really make them upset at me, but I thank God for them even reaching out and talking to me. They don't got to do that. No one forces someone to really to talk to you. And just to have that support on the back end, I thank you guys. You guys know who you are. I don't have to mention your names because I like to keep that on the low, privately. You know, really. I'm not gonna lie to you. How you doing, yourself? I know you didn't. I don't have an issue with you. Yeah, I gotta get that scar every day now. I mean, at first it was my neck, now it's the scar. Oh, my forehead. So that's gonna be always a reminder of what happened. You know, on my face, on my cheeks, and that went away. But at the same time, I still can see a little bit of the discoloration where it happened at when it came to me, having an accident. But I know that it's gonna always be noticeable, and anybody that follows me and they see me, they gonna know that's what happened to you. You know, not saying that not saying that they are always gonna think that, but they would know. We know what that scar. We know what happened. When it came to that scar on your face. You know. And it's so embarrassing. Like people are sharing that video on Instagram, and they sent it to they someone being so messy. They sent a picture to my sister, my twin. She came over and seen me. She came over and seen me. She was very concerned. They sent bad shots of me, and I wasn't expecting that. And I'm scared that it may be plenty of other people that they may know in my family because on Facebook I'm a different name. I'm not this name that you guys know me as. But yeah, I'm just really shocked at some of these people out here. Like, damn, y'all are going to measures. I don't care about any. Well, no offense, but I'm not nosy about any of you guys' family members out there. I'm not gonna. I'm not. I'm not concerned about those people because I don't know those people. So why would I be wanting to find who your mama is, who your daddy is? Look, who is your niece? What all did you do for work? Where are you working right now? Where do you go to the store to get your food? What type of gas you put in your car? I'm not. That ain't me. Mm-mm. That is not me. That is the last. Look, it's not even a concern of mine. I don't worry about what other people out here in this world. Only people I worry about is people that's in my family and myself. That's it. And close friends, especially the ones I can't even see in person. When I hear about anything that may be going down in their state, I'm gonna hit them up. Whether I don't give a damn if it's a thunderstorm. And it don't look the word, but not look the word better not get back to me that it's gonna be a little bit more than just a thunderstorm. And I don't want to hear about no tornadoes because I'm checking. I'm checking on you. That's what a friend does. Mm. Whew, you guys, I'm not trying to get so deep. I am not trying to get so deep. Whew, okay, you guys, I think it's time for me to get out of here. I think I said too much. Sometimes you have to get it out so you don't hold. Like Ness said, I watched her video. I wasn't able to finish all of it, but I watched her video. It's coming from because she's not the only person that feel like that. You know, she's not the only person that feel like that. And I can even it's another person that I like. I like Max Boogie. She gave me some tough love. Y'all know I'm gonna get some tough love behind the scenes. So look, I done already been told. I done already had a few talks. So it is what it is. It is what it is. It is what it is. All right, you guys. Hey, B Tasty, how you doing? I'm doing okay. I'm trying to be okay. I'm no, that's another thing that she was talking about. She was saying she didn't think that I knew that I was a victim. But I don't want people feeling sorry for me. I know you guys are. I know a lot of people was concerned that really like me and that watches me. But I really don't want no sympathy, But I do embrace the love because I don't want to be out here like I'm just innocent. Because I didn't have to I didn't have to be online and saying what I was saying, you know, to him when that happened, and at that time. But at the same time, I could have went in the house, but he should have never put his hands on me. He should have never. I would have never ran in the house and got a hammer for him. Cause you know why? I didn't want to, be in the situation that he's in right now. Ain't no telling how long he's gonna look. There's no telling how long he's gonna be up in there, you know. And I don't care. because he caused this. And I would have been a fool not to call the police. I would have been a fool not to call the police. I didn't want this shit to happen, you guys. I really didn't want it. I didn't want to do it, but when you push a person that's not so aggressive like that, when you keep pushing me, and I kept giving, I kept giving you grace. I kept giving that person grace. I'm glad we not together. I ain't gonna lie. I'm glad. I really should have been. I should have never really been entertaining a whole lot of shit that I entertained. But I'm glad that I'm not with that person, because they'll just turn around and do it all over again. Do you guys know I've seen so many tears and I'm sorries? I heard so many I'm sorries. I'm not gonna do that again. We can just talk it out. It was all lies. All lies. Me trying to get somebody the benefit of the doubt every fucking time, and it never works. It never seems to fail when it comes to me. I ain't gonna lie to you. And I don't want to sound like whoa, it's me, because it's not me. Because it's millions of people out here that have to deal with certain shit like this on the daily. Thank God I'm not with nobody. Thank God thank God I didn't choose to be really playing house, and this shit like this happen. I'll be asked out. I would be asked the fuck out. Especially if I didn't have family around me. Just going with strangers. Trusting their word. And then they end up showing me damn thing. I know right from wrong. I know that I should never really been around that person for too long. You guys have seen this shit happen. What's been going on since the holidays. We are almost at the end of the year. This shouldn't have even, I can't blame nobody but myself, because I chose to do the things that I did with that person. I chose that. And I take accountability for everything I did and said, even though being done to me, though, oh man, you guys heard it all. Some things was true and some things wasn't so true. That's what I can say. Some things was true and some things wasn't true. But hey, it's over now. I'm glad I'm just alive. I won't be putting myself in there. So that's why I'm not so quick to be deceiving a person that may like me right now. Because I haven't healed. And they want to try to rush it. I can't rush to be in a relationship with anybody right now. All because they may feel a little lonely on the inside. I gotta fix myself. I gotta fix myself. You can tell me all of the compliments in the world, but if I'm not okay on the inside or feeling like that for the time being, I'm not gonna lead you on. I'm not gonna lead you on. I'm gonna tell you the truth. How you doing? Oh, Kwani, I was just thinking about you. I seen your name in the chat. I was just thinking about you. That's something that I really was thinking about you. Because I haven't seen you. You came on a few times, but your device been messing up. And I know you're not gonna do a pre-recorded video. You always live. But it's good to see you. Hey Max Boogie, it's so good to see you, Kwani. I'm glad you are doing good. Whew, but I'm trying to be better. I'm trying to get better. But you guys, it's been real. It's time for me to get out of here. But Kwani, please come back out, please. We look, I need some laughters. You are somebody that I do rely on listening to really brighten my day up. You, Tracy, Deanna, Rick, who else? Brian. Even though I'm a little mad. Oh, I'm not. I'm not even mad at AJ Wilson, but I do listen to him sometimes. But I'm gonna have to stay away from him for the time being, because we ain't gonna never see eye to eye. But it's many others. Who else? Even QB. I'm not even mad with him. Even though that was some bullshit, how how he did that last night. That was some bullshit to me in my eyes. It really was. Who else do I be watching? It's a lot of you guys. I can't think of it. I can't think of them right now. But if you see me dropping down in your chat, just know I'm a fan. Lady Nika, them Nessus and Shakim's. He's a new person onto the scene. You know, I have to watch Lemon at nighttime though, because he makes long lives, and that's a lot of listening. I can't, I'd be like, dang, I want to try to catch up with everybody else, because it's almost like you just never know who's coming live again. So you try and listen to one live, but you don't want to miss a new live. When it comes to any supporter, King Roman News, he's one of them. So it's like you got to catch it, because they may put membership members on. Look, I'm guilty of this. I would put a video on private, or I would delete it. And sometimes I believe some of my good work, I ain't gonna lie, since I've been on here doing this stuff, because I'm not looking for the attention. I miss it how it used to be, just 5 people in the room. You know, I don't like seeing the high numbers. I'm not that crazed for it. I ain't. Look, if I was, you guys, because everybody keeps saying that too. I'm looking for attention. If I wanted to be on here for hours and hours and hours, that's looking for attention. That ain't me. I'll come out and make a video and that's it. And I'm going back to doing what I do. But I ain't looking for no attention. Not like that. Not like that. No, really. Let me correct myself. Not like this. Not like this. And being around that individual, that's all people ever thought. When look, if I come on, or if he came on, oh, you guys are back fighting again. Yeah. Whew. You guys are helping me, because my mood was a little different. So I appreciate you guys coming through. I hope this video comes out right, because my phone is choppy. My phone has been very, very choppy. Hey, Wanda, how are you doing? Yeah, look, I'm already knowing. Wanda. Yeah. See, don't think you're looking for attention. I usually see on your I usually see you on your own page chilling. I'm just toxic when you two are together, and it worries us. Yeah, and that's why I'm glad I'm out. That's why I'm glad I'm out. Because I tried. You know, I really tried my best to work with that person, but we can't work. No, we can never ever work anymore. And you know what? Now on, you guys, I'm always gonna be having. Look, I usually don't walk with any weapons, but I'm gonna always have me a knife on me, and I'm gonna always have me some pepper spray too. Better yet, a taser. But I don't really do. I ain't gonna lie to you. I really don't really use weapons. I rather use my arms. Not my arms, but my hands. But I'm not really that big of a fighter like that. I know how to fight, but I just gotta learn how to stick and move a little bit better than what I'm doing right now. But yeah, you say it's hard, and it's hard to help who you love. It's like a drug. You guys are addicted to each other. Well, people will assume that, but I haven't been on my channel talking about him like that at all. I've been trying to. I really wanted him to stop saying too much of what he knew about me when we talked in confidence, because he said a lot of personal stuff that he shouldn't have said on here, you guys, and you guys know about it now. That's why you know I can't really talk shit to anybody, because you know everything that was put out, it's out there. It's out there. And it's like, how can you say anything about anything when we know everything about you that I was trying to keep out of the public eye? I was trying not to let everybody know about my life, and how I make monies, and how and whatever I may do. I only wanted to let you guys in just a little tad bit, and we'll sing some more tunes, and that's it. Or I give you a little commentary about whatever I may see, what's going on in the world, or really on here. But I did not expect for all that to really just happen like that. And it did. It did. But hey, Queen B, well, I'm not going to answer that, because you don't know me or my mama or my sister, so therefore, I'm not going to answer that. Somebody already came in and said that. Hey, the Sage, how you doing? I know, so I can have. You don't have to teach any Bible to me. You know, I look. I came from the church. You don't have to teach any Bible to me. I don't need any scriptures. I got a Bible in there. I can go read it right now if I need to. I can play some gospel songs, or better yet, I can play a pastor on YouTube, or I can just read it for my own self, so I can have a better understanding of what the word is really saying. But I don't. No thanks, but no thanks. Thanks, but no thanks. I don't need that. My family, we are, but we look, we are God fearing people, and we believe in God. Okay, I was raised off of that, the word. Okay, I used to go to a private school, so now I didn't really want to tell you guys that, but I don't mind saying it. And I used to, I attended a private school, and I used to get I was a good boy, but they still, we used to get strokes, like paddlings. And look, I got a big old paddling one time when I was with. I think something happened when I was a when I was just at the schoolhouse. Something ended up happening, and I had to get strokes. And that was a big ass white paddle with holes in it. And I would never forget that because that thing had my ass hurting for about 3 days, at least about a good week. I mean, my ass was hurting. I'm like, oh. But I took them strokes like a motherfucking G though. I ain't gonna lie to you, I did. But that was the only time and the last time because I don't like getting beat on. I can barely even handle switches I can barely even handle a switch even in today's time. Let alone a belt or a shoe or a slap in the face. Because boy, when I was growing up, sometimes whatever if your parents was mad at you, hey, whatever they may have found around them to hit you with, they will get you. Yeah, even though my mom she wasn't abusive, but she did put us in our place, as kids. And I never cursed at my mama before. I may have been mad at my mama, but I never cursed her. I never cursed her. I never put my hands on her. I have had people do well. I didn't already said it in Jay's chat, but it was siblings that was around me that done did certain things a lot harsher than I did. I didn't even say anything just out of the way. She don't like the fact that sometimes I do go. I ain't gonna lie. I listen, but at the same time, she knows she can't control me. So therefore, and she'll say me. She'll say her piece, and then after that, she'll be just done. She's a Virgo. She's a Virgo. She's finna turn 56 in a few weeks. Well, yeah, a few weeks, and I hope to enjoy that day. We just may go out together somewhere. But on that note, you guys, it's been real. It's time for me to get out of here and get some sleep. Wash up. I really have to do some cleaning for the time being. Do some cleaning for the time being because maybe that'll get me, in a better mood. But I'm okay. For anybody that may be concerned about me, I am okay by the grace of God. And just know I'm staying out the way. And you look, you guys. And another thing before I go, I have not dropped my cash out at all. So I hope you guys will know that I'm not doing nothing that I do on here for anything like for no compensation when it comes to this situation. Trust and believe that. I would never do that. I'm not going to be trying to get money off of my pain. No. Mm-mm. Mm-mm. Now, if people know my cash app and they send stuff, thank you for the blessing. But I'm not out. I'm not promoting that on here. Not at all. That's a no. That's a no. Mm-mm. I want y'all to know that since I've been coming live, since that stuff happened, I have not did that. Oh, y'all seen, I know my tone has changed from a few videos, but I would never try to capitalize off of my own pain and hurt. That's not cool at all. It's not cool at all. Brian's in the chat. Hey, Brian. Man, Brian, you almost had me choked up on that last week. Well, I think it was 2 videos ago. You almost had me choked up. I hate hearing you. I hate hearing you, but I don't like hearing you upset. You know, That was hard to watch. Really, I mean, not watch, but listen to. That was that was really hard for me to listen to that without me breaking down. Ugh. All right, you guys. All right, you guys. I gotta go. You guys have a wonderful day and be blessed and not stressed.